And welcome to stage 4 of the 2011 Dakar Rally, and we're crossing into our second country, into Chile. In the bikes, Coma strikes back, but will it be enough to take overall rally lead? We'll have to wait and see. And drama in the cars. A small mistake from Peter Hansel's damaged his left window. Will he take victory with that problem? Well, the final day in this first week of the Argentinian part of the Dakar Rally provided us with beautiful landscapes as the land rose up and formed the Andes. For many of the competitors, this is just an adventure. They're not interested in times, they're not interested in the competition. They just want to see the beautiful landscapes and feel the crowds. Such was the trickiness of the stage yesterday that night fell when some of them were still out there. With an early morning to get up to the top of the mountains for this stage today, it's going to be very tiring for some of the amateur riders, but they still are putting on a good show for the fans. One story we did miss yesterday was the rise of Thomas Maffei, the Argentinian taking stage victory in the quad section. The reason we missed it, his Erie track not working throughout the stage. He pops up into third in the overall standings, and we'll see what he does today. The landscape provided everything yesterday, from vegetation and water to sand and dunes. Argentina now gives way to Chile as we cross the Atlas Mountains, and it's quite a liaison that the riders and drivers had to get up 500 kilometers of windy mountain track. Another of the stories from yesterday, Marcus Patronelli, the hero of Argentina, who was winner of the 2010 Dakar, has been struggling from the very first day. He injured his ankles in testing in October, wasn't sure whether he would actually take part at all, but did decide to take the first few stages of the rally. Normally the quad riders stand up on their quads. As you can see, Patronelli in pain and therefore deciding not to take any further part in the rally. With the first of the major sands came the inevitable cars getting stuck. Here, Frenchman Laurent Campana gets his Mitsubishi in the dirt. Dutchman Peter Francis van der Kolk.
First in my life before, because it's my first Dakar. Well, now we know exactly how to shuffle.
And that was shovel rather than shuffle. And a lot of shoveling done by Peter and his co-driver to finally remove their Toyota out of some deep sand. But that won't be the last time. They'll learn from their experiences today. Another major story was Alain Duclos riding for the Aprilia work team Geophil, yet again having problems. He said there was a large compression just right here, and I hope my pain will go. He's got a very bad headache. He doesn't really know what happened. He said I slipped right and then left and then went into the woods. I did put my head down, but something hit my back and my helmet. The pain in the head is not the worst of Alain Duclos' Dakar 2011. He's had mechanical problems with the bike as well, including having to sit out stage 2 whilst he waited for the truck to look after him. He said, I can't ride. every 10 minutes I'm asking myself,
Tout ce que je voulais, je sais que je roule, je.
he says, what am I doing here? I ride, I sweat, I fight,
Pas de sens.
but I just don't manage it. There's no sense in this. Finally, with motion from the fans, he mounts his Aprilia and back on his way. He's not in contention for the rally victory now. And how about this? Ahoy, the last of the Argentinian bivouacs for this first week, and a massive crowd coming out to greet the Dakar runners. They stayed from the very start in the morning to the very last competitor at night, providing a fantastic backdrop to the Ahoy bivouac. Sleep was needed though, because it was a very early morning to head up the Andes. So, stage 4, and we cross over the Paseo de Jama stage happening in Chile. Just 207 kilometers. It's not a big one, but it's a very, very long liaison to get there in the first place. So let's take a quick look at the bikes, and once they'd got to the very top of the Andes Paseo del Jama, a bivouac awaited. Breakfast was served for bikes and cars alike before they set off on their stage. It was a beautiful ride up to the top of the hill, and now the serious stuff begins because the sands have arrived.
C'est clair qu'un Dakar sans désert, c'est pas un Dakar, et là on arrive.
The press says it's not a Dakar unless you don't have sands.
Dans le désert ouvert, donc c'est une bonne chose.
And an open stage is what we like. First on the stage then, Mark Kummer. Having taken stage victory yesterday, there was a slim margin between him and Sil Depret in the overall standings going to this day. He's now happy to be out front and leading the stage. He had to press very, very hard to get the advantage home. Eventually, by the end of the stage, he did take victory, but by the slimmest of margins. He's only 2 seconds now ahead of Sil Depret in the overall standings, but vitally he is in the lead. Depret lost about 30 seconds early on in the stage, perhaps the early morning again causing problems, but then Coma rode a little bit harder in the second part and he had to push too. He finished just 16 seconds down, but as we said, he's lost the rally lead. Ruben Faria, his teammate, well down today. Third position was the Geofrill Aprilia of Francisco Lopez. He went into yesterday in fourth spot, having really enjoyed riding his Aprilia through Argentina, but it was a day to forget. Initially he got lost, and then frustration continued when he had a fuel problem which he had to fix, and lost 10 minutes while stationary. He finished the day in 11th, started today with some traffic, but once clear, his pace was faster than the two ahead of him. He's back up to third overall. Oliver Platt once again was fourth spot and best Yamaha. However, yesterday, with problems with his road book not scrolling through, he made a mistake in one of the villages went speeding through it and incurred a 10-minute penalty. It means he's gone down now in the overall rankings. He's 12th overall. Helder Rodriguez had ear track problems all stage, so he didn't actually know where he was for most of it. 10th at CP1, he was 5th by the end of the stage, 7 minutes down. Like Rodriguez, Juan Pedrero was well down the order up to CP1, just one checkpoint on today's stage. But he had a great middle part of the stage which put him 4th overall. However, he wasn't managed to be able to catch up and keep this pace. He finished 6th, just 20 seconds behind Rodriguez. Jordi Villadons has finally got to grips with his Yamaha. Setup problems over the last few days caused a 12-minute delay. 6th yesterday and 7th today has elevated him back into the top 10. Frenchman David Castor has had a torrid rally so far. He crashed on day one into the crowd, and yesterday's stage reminded him of his awful crash last year. So he's desperately pushing now to try and gain some lost time. He's 30 minutes down overall in 8th spot. A man we haven't seen too much of, Frans Verhoeven, was the best BMW, but down so far in 9th position. It wasn't a good day for the Speed Brain team. Goncalves even further down. He finished the day in 16th spot after problems. But the story today was definitely Lopez back to the top with Chilean support. Confirmation of the results from stage 4 then. Coma beats Debré by just 16 seconds. Lopez 3rd, Depin again 4th. Helder Rodriguez rounds out the top 5. Overall, Paulo Goncalves does hold on to his 4th spot. Lopez back up to 3rd and Rodriguez is still 5th. But those three well down on the front two.
Un día importante, ¿no? Primer día de desierto.
Mark Comas says this day was important, the first one in the desert,
Difícil abrir pista.
but the stage of just 200 kilometres where it was hard to find open track. I had a good feeling and I'm happy with the way it's gone. I'll fight all day until the end. This evening I'm 2nd for 2 seconds.
J'avais 14 secondes d'avance hier.
For number 2 it's not so bad. I had 14 seconds of advantage yesterday,
J'étais un peu piano
and today he takes 16 seconds. It was little by little in some places because it was having to be delicate, but 2nd by 2 seconds is okay. Today I'm 3rd. It's a little bit better being in Chile. Tomorrow though will be more complicated. Today you use the left of the track with bits of desert, and Cyril and Mark were very, very fast. I couldn't catch them. There was some dust, but then the rhythm was also too fast. My rhythm one was also good, but I preferred long stages. Today, what a day of Dakar. With the navigation, the day was also fast, but I preferred to keep focused on navigation. It was a good day for me, and I hope that Dakar will be like this forever.
Creio que agora começou o Dakar aqui.